Welcome to the Great Rocket League Debate, a show where we explore both sides of some controversial Rocket League topics. My name is Sledge, and in this video I'll be presenting a competitive debate where I have both chosen the subjects and positions that each of our contestants will be taking, meaning they might be arguing for something that they don't actually believe in. Fortunately, I've selected two worthy competitors to take on this challenge, Tryhouse and JON SANDMAN. But the most unique part of this debate is that these two competitors will be trying to win over a judge panel that has never played Rocket League before. Our judges are made up of Brit Guy, a Twitch and YouTube educator who specializes in helping people better understand the business side of content creation, and Leon, a Fortnite content creator on YouTube. While our judges are gamers, they have no prior Rocket League bias, and thus will be making their decisions solely based on the points presented during the debate. This will be a best of 5 competition, and we'll be using the following format. Contestant 1 starts out with 60 seconds to argue their side, followed by Contestant 2 responding for 90 seconds, and finally a 30-second rebuttal opportunity for the first contestant, giving us a total of 1.5 minutes for each of them to prove their case. And before we get started, big shout out for my fellow Rocket League YouTuber Retsalim, who gave me the idea for this video. Alright, let's get going.
Real quick before I start, Leon, Brick Guy, I just want to, I already told you guys you looked great today, but I just want to say before we start that I really appreciate you guys coming out, especially not knowing much about Rocket League. Traffic must have been insane, and I just appreciate you guys.
Dadgummit, John.
And I would never use the words "dadgummit," so I'm not.
Well,
55.
Leon and Brick Guy, I've got cookies, so there we go.
So I did give you guys a heads up for some of the topics we're going to be discussing today, but number one I've saved until now. To start us off, JON SANDMAN will be arguing that the Dominus is the best car in Rocket League, and Tryhouse will counter with his position that instead the Octane is the best car in Rocket League. When you're ready, John, you have 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. All right. Listen, I know everything there is about the Dominus, okay? Released August 13th, 2015. Okay, now I know you're newer to Rocket League, both of you. Here's the thing. Everyone uses the Octane. Why does everyone use an Octane? Because they're lemmings. They are literally just the same. It's so good. It's the best car. Honestly, the people who take chances, who take risks, they go to the Dominus because it's like the younger brother who, guess what, is going to become the king. Okay? The Octane is the king right now, but I promise you, just give it some time. The Dominus will work its way up into existence to be the best Rocket League car there is. All that needs to happen is some pros need to take some chances. And some already have. But the Octane, you're going to hear Try talk about the Octane, and I just want you to hear the lull of it. It's literally just such a boring car. It just does the same thing over and over and over. And everyone uses it.
That's time.
Oh!
Wow. Do you need to throw up? You sound like you need to throw up.
I'm just disgusted by such a crappy, boring car.
Tryhouse, you have the full 1.5 minutes to instead argue that the Octane is the best car. Go ahead.
So although John brought up some good points, he did point out the most obvious thing, and that it is the most used car by the pros. And there's several reasons that is. First, it's the OG car. It came out before the Dominus. Secondly, all cars have the same stats in terms of acceleration and everything like that. So we have to look at it objectively. And most pros have used the Octane for so long, they've made all the tutorial videos using the Octane. So when people go to learn mechanics, they're seeing an Octane do those mechanics. So that's why it is the most used car, because it is the best. It's got the best hitbox. Also, if we're looking at something it has that the Dominus doesn't, it has the best decals. Hands down, has the best and the most decals in the game. Best free decals. Some would say 100 boost is more like 115 boost while you're using the Octane. Because it is that good. The Dominus, the pros. Why do you think they use it, John?
John, you gotta wait your turn.
Oh yeah, sorry.
The Octane also, like I said, it's all about mechanical skill and practicing for hours on end. And when you see the pros do something, it's easier to replicate that if you're using a car that they are also using. That's why the Octane is better than Dominus and the best car in the game.
That's right on the time there, Trihouse. Well done. Okay, John, I don't know how you're possibly going to keep this to only 30 seconds, but you do have 30 seconds to offer a rebuttal and complete your 1.5 minutes. Go ahead.
Here's all I'm going to say. I'm going to make this very simple for you, Britt and Leon. The Octane is a great car. It's good. It's okay. But the best car in Rocket League is the Dominus. Now, remember, this is subjective. This is my opinion, but the facts that follow behind it are people love and they fight behind the person who's down, the one who is on the ground and needs to be picked up. It's the Dominus. You gotta get the Dominus up, because if not, then the Octane takes over. Okay? And
Judges,
you don't want
you guys strike this from the record.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Got excited. He got excited.
Right.
All right, John and Trihouse, it's now in the judges' hands. All right, guys, the judges came to a pretty quick decision.
Oh, God.
The main thing that was brought out is that, well, John had a lot to say. There was not much substance.
Oh, snap.
Trios, it was actually similar in your arguments for the Octane. But part of that is what won their favor. If each car is the same, and the acceleration is the same, and the mechanics are the same, then perhaps the car that everyone is using, and that can be decorated in the best fashion, is the best car in Rocket League.
Let's go.
1 point to Trihouse.
Come on, that's fair. That's fair. I gotta remember they've never played. You know, I gotta remember that. Yeah. I gotta remember. I can't be so passionate about nothing.
We are moving on to our next topic. Now we're going to be covering Rocket League arenas. Trihouse, you're going to start us off arguing that non-standard maps do not belong in competitive Rocket League. You have 1 minute.
So the reason non-standard maps don't belong in competitive Rocket League is because Rocket League is a game that is all about mechanical ability and positioning, rotation, game sense, and it's about constant hours grinding to get good at this game mode. And eliminating RNG and all traces of luck. If you allow non-standard maps, which only make up like 5% of all maps, into the competitive playlist, it is going to water down everybody's training experience. Why would they practice for 5% of the maps when overall the entire Rocket League community agrees that the standard maps are the best maps to practice, and that and you would just be throwing away thousands of hours of training. Like, there's people who practice on this exact map we're in right here for thousands of hours. And if you add in non-standard maps, you completely water down that experience, and you add in elements of luck. Like, if you...
All right, that's it.
Yes.
That's your 1 minute. John, you're going to have 1.5 minutes to instead argue that non-standard maps should be included in competitive Rocket League.
Great. Trihouse made some good points. You don't want to water down the experience, whatever he said. There were some good points there. Honestly, though, here's the thing. If you want to be the best at a game, right? If you want to be, playing the ranked, you want to be playing the pro level, you want to be doing it all, you need to be good in any situation you're thrown in. I don't care if it's a different map or if there's a little RNG being added. What a non-standard map is, judges, is it's, maybe there's some ramps on the side that aren't usually there. So it's not really RNG. You know the map before you go in. You can practice the non-standard maps. Have a little fun. Open your eyes a little bit. You know what I mean? Do golfers play on the same golf course over and over again? Do you see a golfer do hole number 1 over and over again? That's boring. You got to switch it up. You have to apply yourself to wind hitting you. You have to apply yourself to different things of the field hitting you. You have to be able, if you're going to be good at what you do, you train in the same circle bowl over and over again? No. Open your eyes. You really, you need to be the best at absolutely everything. So non-standard maps are important for that, because not only do they add in new elements of ramps or different walls or smaller arenas, they provide a new level to the game that's fun for the viewer to watch as well. Thank you.
Well done. Just on time.
Yep.
JON SANDMAN on time. I don't think we've seen that before.
Never in my life. I should get extra points.
Tryhouse, your 30-second rebuttal.
So John also brought up some good points about this, and if you want a more holistic training experience, there are other playlists that have these non-standard maps. Rumble has most of the non-standard maps. There's Hoops, there's Snow Day, where you can practice with all sorts of different physics, and they're not in the competitive standard playlist for a reason. It's because the majority of the population wants to play that specific game mode. If they want to practice something else, there are already other playlists that have those maps.
All right, that's it. Now let's see what our judges think. All right, well, both judges agreed you guys had really good points for each side. But John, you talking about how if you wanted to be the best, you should be able to excel in all situations, really drived home the point for your side. The idea of having variation is going to be more interesting for the game. John,
there's no way.
You won that one.
Let's go!
No way!
Let's go!
What?
See,
This is malarkey.
That's
There's
great.
no way.
That's great that I just pulled that one off.
There's John, no way. Man, I was like, that was the easiest win of my life.
No, that golf analogy, I knew it was done as soon
golf,
as he brought that up.
yeah.
That was huge, man. That
I was
huge.
hoping you weren't gonna. I was hoping you weren't gonna be like, yeah, that's golf, not football or soccer or like American football.
Oh, this is
It's all right. It's all right. We're moving on. It's gonna be a good one. Number 3. It's definitely something that's still very divisive, even now after the game being out for 5 years. So, John, please tell us why demolitions are a skillful, legitimate mechanic that has a place in Rocket League.
Great. So, Brick Guy and Leon, just to catch you up, just so to make sure you know, demolitions happen, Team Blue, Team Orange, when they collide into each other, or if blue hits orange, a demolition will occur. It is a great way to, say you're playing a 2v2 and you demo the guy who's in the net. Guess what? Now you have an open net. It is still in Rocket League today. It's been in there since day one. It is the coolest, funniest, most hilarious way to get inside your opponent's head while also opening up the field. So, a lot of people complain that, oh man, this shouldn't be here. You know why? Because they're the ones getting demoed. They don't know how to do the demoing. Once you apply that skill and learn that skill, it's just like in basketball, right? When you put your hand out a little bit, do you foul? No, but you give them a little push. It's the same kind of thing, except in this game, you can explode the mother no problem.
Okay, that's your time. That was time.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to look at the other side, and there's definitely a lot of people that feel like this in Rocket League today. Tryhouse, please explain to us why demolitions are toxic and a no-skill play that should be removed from the game. You have 1.5 minutes.
John just compared this to a sport like basketball, where you can just put out your hand and like play a little defense. That's not what demos are. When you demo somebody, you completely remove them for play for like 3 seconds or something. It's so toxic, and in any sport it would be a foul, because you're completely removing them from the field of play for 3 seconds. And on top of that, demos are the only form of luck or RNG that is in competitive Rocket League. When you demo somebody, you spawn on one of 2 sides of your field, and it's a coin flip on which side you spawn on. And that's what pros hate the most, is that it's luck, because Rocket League is all about practicing physics and getting the abilities down. And when you add in elements of luck, it waters down the competitive experience. And it's toxic. Like, when somebody first picks up the game, they want to be able to play the game, not be removed from it. And you can chain these demos together. Like, as soon as somebody spawns, you can hit them again. And so it can really ruin the experience for new players, because you can just back-to-back demo somebody, and it's not fun. You want to be able to play the game, not just be constantly respawning. And it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong in competitive play or in the game at all. Like, maybe some of the extra modes, but it's...
All right, that's your time.
Yeah.
John, 30 seconds to respond to that.
Yeah, of course. honestly, Brick Guy and Leon, it just seems like Tryhouse gets demoed a lot. Like, did you hear him? He was on the verge of tears, man. I mean, he says luck and RNG. Demo takes skill. We're in the channel with Rocket Sledge. Rocket Sledge has made his channel based off being one of the best demoers around. And really, to just say that is all luck and RNG of how to demo. There's ways to do it. There's ways to bait people in, to pull them out, and then boom,
your time.
Explode them. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, it's up to the judges now. When we come back, we'll find out, are demolitions skillful or toxic? All right, guys, this is usually a spot where I put a mid-roll ad, but we're going to skip that today and talk about something that kind of falls in line with this topic we're discussing right now. Now, no matter what the outcome of this debate, I think we can all be pretty sure that demolitions in Rocket League aren't going anywhere. Fortunately, as John already reminded you, I'm kind of a subject matter expert on this, and can both teach you the right way to use them in game, as well as how to avoid the attacks of others. So if you're interested in improving these skills, I've put together a comprehensive course that helps you embrace the physical meta of Rocket League. There will be a link and a coupon code in the description of this video. All right, let's get back to the debate. All right, once again, good arguments for both sides. And there was actually a bit of debate from the judges on this one. The main point that came out, though, is if they were going to continue to compare Rocket League to a sport much the same way they did a judgment based on maps earlier, they feel like fouls that disrupt the play, especially to the extent of 3 seconds someone being removed, doesn't seem like it should be something that should be in competitive Rocket League.
Oh.
Tryhouse, you take that one.
Yes! Yes!
No way.
Oh.
Give me more time. Give me more time. I'll change their mind. Give me more time.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
For our fourth debate, it's mechanics versus game sense and positioning. For the game sense side, we have Tryhouse. Please explain why game sense and positioning are the most important things needed to rank up in Rocket League.
This really isn't much of a debate here. There are people who have literal potato mechanical ability that make GC based off of rotations, positioning, and game sense. Mechanics, it's not like basketball where you practice free throws every day, and when you're really good at them, it's something you can bank on and match. That's not what this is when we talk about mechanics. Mechanics, when you talk about it in Rocket League, are they're extra flashy abilities that it's basically style points. It's basically practicing style points over and over again instead of the hardcore mechanics of what get you good at the game and make you a team player. By practicing your mechanics over positioning rotations, you're not focusing on the holistic team. You're practicing on showing off for clips on Twitter. Whereas if you practice positioning rotations, all you have to do is hit the ball, be ready for a pass, know where your opponent's going to be, and position your car in the appropriate place. If all you're worried is
that's your time. That's your time.
Oh,
that's your time.
Oh my gosh, fine.
Okay.
All right. So I can't think of a better person to defend mechanics. Let's hear it, John.
Yeah. Okay, listen to me. What Tryhouse, usually I would be like, yeah, he made some good points. Tryhouse made 0 good points there. It was actually disgusting. Tryhouse said, and for those of you who don't know Rocket League very well, Tryhouse said mechanics are style points. They're not style points. Mechanics is everything you know. Your aerial shot, shooting in the air, your clearing, your dribbling ability, your fast aerials, your redirects, power slides, power shots, kickoffs, recovering, wall shots, wall clears, double tapping, air roll shots, bounce dribbling. How to hit the ball is your mechanics. So he said you can position yourself perfectly, but what do you need to do? Hit the ball. Yeah, what do you need to hit the ball, Try? You need mechanics, buddy. You need to know what angle to hit the ball at. You need to know if you need to air roll your car perfectly a little to the left to be able to hit that top right net. There's many different things you need, and mechanics is the most important. Positioning, sure, you can know where you are. That's like telling a volleyball player to be able to stand on the correct side of their court and then just stand there and it'll just bounce off your head and go across the net to the other side. No, dude, you need your basics. Mechanics are all the way from the basics to the, yes, you're right. Mechanics can also mean shiny moves, but that's the fun stuff. That's what keeps people coming back. That's what the pros are working towards, to be the best. and to get to the best mechanics. Mechanics are everything in Rocket League, and do not let Tryhouse tell you otherwise.
Right on the time again, John.
I know!
There was some call-outs in that one, Tryhouse. You have 30 seconds to respond.
John said it himself. You need your basics. And then he caught himself. You only need your basic mechanical ability. Hit ball hard, pass to your teammate, simple wall shots. When people say mechanics, they're not talking about that stuff, John. They're talking about flip resets. Double taps, you don't need to know how to double tap to hit GC. If you practice your basic shots and hitting the ball hard, that's all the mechanical ability you need. It doesn't matter your mechanical skill if you're in the wrong place.
That's your time.
Oh, John, liar. Liar.
What? These are all truths.
All right, guys. This was a tough one. Right now, Tryhouse is sitting at match point. JON SANDMAN looking to tie it.
There's no way Tryhouse won this one, and I'm just boldly, if he did, I will be shook to the core.
If you won non-standard maps, there's a chance. There's a chance.
We are dealing with people that haven't played Rocket League before, right?
Of course.
So you guys gave him a good picture of what you thought mechanics were. And yes, they definitely agreed, John, that mechanics sounded important. But they compared it to games that they know. Players in, for example, Fortnite getting high and winning championships, and those people don't have good mechanics, but they know how to position themselves. And Brit Guy came in with his own sports analogy again, how a goaltender can make easy-looking saves by having really good positioning, and the only time mechanics come into play, those flashy saves, is when he's out of position. Thus, it is the judge's decision that game sense and positioning is more important in Rocket League.
I'm a god. I'm a god. Oh, I thought John had that one.
I'm shook. Shook.
Oh man.
Congratulations to Tryhouse for winning the great Rocket League debate. And big thanks to John for doing his best, but coming up short. Now, this was definitely a great example of how sometimes content creation is just picking the right people and creating situations for them to shine in. And I can honestly say it was a ton of fun watching these guys fight it out. Thanks again to my judges, Leon and Brit Guy, and thanks for you guys for sticking around till the end. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below if you think someone else should have won some of these debates. My name is Rocket Sledge. See you next time.